Damon here with NLP Gym, and I'm here with Doug O'Brien. We just completed the first day of the Sleight of Mouth workshop, and I wanted to talk a little bit with Doug about personal power and persuasion. Now, before I do that, if you haven't already, please click subscribe to this YouTube channel right here. See that?
Can you see my point?
Yeah. And so you can get regular updates on these videos. Okay. You spent a lot of time with Tony Robbins.
Yes.
And you did your practitioner training there. And he talks a lot about personal power. And he happens to be an extremely persuasive person.
Yeah.
I just want to know, what are your thoughts on persuasion, because this is what you teach through Sleight of Mouth, and personal power. How do they relate, or in your mind, how do they go together?
Well, it's a fascinating subject, actually, because personal power, I think, has to come with congruence, personal congruence. Sometimes when you believe something strong enough, then you just have such, every bone in your body believes it to be true, you can be very persuasive to other people with very minimal evidence of why your reasons are valid. But you just believe them so strongly, people just feel that charismatic kind of congruence in you that it's a very, very persuasive thing to do. Which is why children can be so persuasive with parents. Because I want this, and they just will not let it go. And I think you've probably experienced that from time to time,
yes.
Right? With children.
Last night.
So they don't have to be like Tony Robbins' personal power, but it's the congruence of I believe I really want this. This is what I believe to be true. Has that sway.
So what would you say? Because you can have these patterns, these reframing patterns we call sleight of mouth, and you can kind of just throw them out there, and they may or may not be effective. What happens when you plug in that congruence to these patterns?
There you go. Because the thing is about it is, sleight of mouth is about really elegantly getting into the system, like knowing exactly what the belief is that they have. There's always a three-part structure to a belief. Really to unpack that is power. To really know how it works. It's like a mechanic who needs to fix an engine. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of different things. If you know exactly that it's the spark plugs that need changing, that's power. Instead of just fixing everything, changing everything. It's like, hey, you could do that, but it's far more effective just to say, check this, do that right now. So when you add that congruence of saying, I know exactly what to do, follow me, here's the answer, and you know the answer, that's exponentially better than just having that belief that you know the answer. If you actually do, that's much better.
That reminds me too, when, I don't think this came up, but when you were teaching us how to unpack a belief today, I noticed that when you do that process with someone, you actually build a lot of rapport, because you're asking them more and more about how they think and how they view the world. And it feels like, oh wow, this person's sort of understanding me on a level that a lot of people don't, because who does this? How many people know how to unpack a belief that somebody throws their way? So when you were just describing that, it made me think of that, how good that is for building rapport. Yeah. Then you plug in that congruence, and then you throw the patterns on top.
I think it's also, people are interesting if they're interested. In relationships, whatever, the way to be an interesting person is to be interested in what the other person. So when you're unpacking a belief, when you really have that curiosity of like, well, how do you believe that? How do you know that? When you're really curiously asking the questions, it's kind of flattering to want to have that known.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. And good persuasion always starts with good rapport, I've found.
Yeah.
It's very much the case. So with these patterns, if you plug in good rapport and congruence, you kind of blow the lid off of persuasion, and you kind of launch yourself into the stratosphere of being a very persuasive person, would you say?
I'd say so, yeah. You may quote me on that.
Okay. All right, well, if you haven't already, please check out our website, nlp-gym.com. Oh, check out Doug's website, by the way. He's got some good stuff on there. Good. What is your website?
I actually have two. One is DougO'BrienHypnosis.com.
Okay.
And one is Ericksonian.com, named after Milton Erickson.
And
so it's Ericksonian.com.
Yeah. And you've got a pretty decent blog on there. I've read his blog before. Check it out. It's good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, as I mentioned, check out nlp-gym.com. Check out Doug's websites. Plenty of really good information on that. And follow us on Facebook. And again, subscribe to this YouTube channel for regular videos. Take care.